Imagine this. You're in the kitchen and then you suddenly remember something important. Maybe your phone charger, maybe your keys, maybe the glass of water you wanted to bring. Whatever it is, you know you need it. So you get up, walk down the hallway, open the bedroom door, and then you stop. For a moment, your mind goes completely blank. You look around the room, certain you came here for a reason, certain it mattered just a few seconds ago. But now, it's gone. You stand there, hoping the thought comes back. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. If this has ever happened to you, you're in very good company, because this strange little moment happens to millions of people every single day. Most of us never question it. We laugh, walk back, try again, and blame our memory. It seems obvious. Maybe we're tired, maybe we're distracted, maybe we're just getting older. That explanation makes perfect sense. Until you notice something strange, the exact same thing happens. To teenagers, to college students, to doctors, to scientists, even to people with extraordinary memories. So if it happens to almost everyone, maybe we've been blaming the wrong thing. Because what if your memory isn't a problem at all? At first, the answer seems obvious. Your memory failed. That's what most of us believe. And honestly, it sounds reasonable. If you forget something, your memory must be the problem, right? But here's where the mystery begins. Because this doesn't only happen when you're tired. It happens after a full night's sleep. It doesn't only happen when you're stressed. It happens on completely ordinary days. And it doesn't only happen as you get older. Teenagers do it. College students do it. Doctors do it. Scientists do it. Even people with extraordinary memories do it. So let's imagine for a moment that your memory is completely fine. Then how could a thought disappear after only a few steps? Nothing interrupted you. Nobody spoke to you. You didn't check your phone. The thought didn't have time to fade. And yet, it was gone. That's the part that doesn't make sense. Unless we've been looking in the wrong place all along. So, if it isn't your memory, what changed? Think about those few seconds again. You remembered something. You stood up, you walked, and then the thought disappeared. At first glance, nothing important happened. You didn't solve a difficult problem. You didn't have a long conversation. You didn't even stop to think. You simply walked from one room into another. It feels too ordinary to matter, which is probably why almost nobody notices it. But what if that ordinary little moment is exactly where the answer has been hiding all along? Because years ago, a group of researchers started asking the same question. Not why people forget, but whether moving from one room to another could actually change the way we think. It sounds ridiculous, almost impossible. After all, it's just a doorway, isn't it? It sounds almost too strange to be true, so researchers decided to test it. They created a simple experiment. People were asked to remember an object, pick it up, and carry it to another place. Sometimes they stayed in the same room. Other times they walked through a doorway. Everything else stayed exactly the same. The object was the same. The task was the same. The amount of time was the same. Only one thing changed, whether they crossed the doorway or not. If doorways had nothing to do with memory, both groups should perform almost exactly the same. But that's not what happened. Again and again, the people who walked through a doorway were more likely to forget what they were carrying. Not after an hour, not after a long conversation, just seconds later, the doorway itself seemed to make forgetting more likely. For the first time, something that had always felt like a random little mistake didn't seem random anymore. At first, this sounds like a flaw. Why would your brain make it easier to forget something important? That doesn't seem very helpful. But think about it for a moment. If almost everyone experiences this, and people have experienced it for thousands of years, then maybe it isn't a mistake at all. Maybe your brain is solving a different problem. Imagine if every thought stayed equally important. Every unfinished conversation, every sound, every smell, every object you had seen that day, every little task still competing for your attention. It would be overwhelming. You wouldn't know what to focus on next. So instead, your brain is constantly making decisions. What still matters? What can wait? What belongs to the moment you're in and what belongs to the moment you just left. Walking into a new space gives your brain a simple message. Something has changed. Pay attention to what's here now. Most of the time, that system works brilliantly. It's one of the reasons you can move through your day without being buried under thousands of competing thoughts. But every now and then, it has a small side effect. You walk into a room and leave one thought behind. But then something even stranger happens. Sometimes all it takes is a few steps backwards and the thought suddenly comes back. How is that possible? You've probably done it yourself. You forget why you walked into a room. You look around, nothing. So you turn around, walk back, and almost instantly you remember. It's such a common experience. Most people never stop to question it. They simply laugh and carry on with their day. But think about it. How can walking back just a few steps bring back a thought that seemed completely gone? It almost feels as if the room remembered it for you. Of course, that's not what's happening. But your brain is using something far more powerful than most people realize. And once you understand what that is, you'll start noticing it everywhere. The strange thing is, this doesn't only happen with doorways. You've seen this affect your whole life. You just never realized it. Have you ever heard a song and suddenly remembered a moment you hadn't thought about in years, or caught a familiar smell, and instantly found yourself back in your childhood? Maybe you've walked into an old classroom or visited a place you hadn't seen in a long time, and memories started appearing one after another. That's not a coincidence. Your brain doesn't store memories by themselves. It stores them together with the world around them. The place, the sounds, the light, the smells, even the direction you were walking. All of those little details become part of the memory. So when you return to a familiar place, or hear the same song, or smell the same smell, your brain suddenly recognizes those clues. And sometimes that's all it needs. The memory was never truly gone. Your brain just needed the right path to find it again. Which means every time you walk through a doorway, your brain isn't just entering a new room, it's entering a new set of clues. The next time it happens, don't be so quick to blame your memory. For a few seconds, your brain simply chose something else to focus on. Not because it wanted to make your life harder, but because that's what it has always done. Every time you move into a new place, your brain quietly asks itself one simple question: what deserves my attention now? Most of the time, that question helps you. It keeps you focused. It keeps you moving forward. Every now and then, it leaves a thought behind. And that's a small price to pay, because the alternative would be carrying every thought from every room all at once. So, the next time you walk through a doorway and suddenly forget why you're there, remember this. To you, it's just another door. But to your brain, it's the beginning of a new moment. And maybe that's what doors have always been. Not just something that takes us into another room, but something that quietly tells our minds, it's time to look ahead.